Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel on all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And guys, I pissed a lot of people off. So my video yesterday, I talked about how I had sold some altcoins. We're going to be talking about that today. But then I'm also going to be giving you guys kind of a longer term view of Bitcoin and why you really can't lose when you invest in Bitcoin unless, of course, you sell. So, guys, first and foremost, if you want to take advantage of any of the information in this video at any point, whether you want to long the market or short the market, you guys can do that at ByBit. Check out bitboycrypto.com/deals and go to the ByBit section. It'll be right there at the top. We also have a ByBit review for you guys. If you go to the reviews tab at the top and then go down to ByBit review, it'll help you understand leverage trading a little bit more. So just suggest everyone go and read that. We also have a tutorial for you guys today who are interested in shorting the market, show you guys what that's like and things like that. So let's get into it. So yesterday I got on here, I made a video and I told you guys that I had sold off about $2 million worth of altcoins. It basically included all my, everything I had on Coinbase. So all the Coinbase coins. I do not have Cardano on Coinbase, by the way. That was definitely not in one of my my sells. We're talking about Civic. We're talking about Tezos, Cosmos. I did sell my Synthetix. Why? Because I just thought it was time, guys. It was time for me to start consolidating into some bigger altcoins. And right now we're consolidating into USDC as a stable coin, waiting for prices to drop lower. So why did I do this? Did I do this because I don't think Synthetix is going to run up by the end of the year? Did I do this because I just don't believe in the long-term value of most crypto projects? The truth is, I've told you guys this many times, I don't think hardly any cryptos are long-term holds. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Chainlink. I think Binance Coin is on that list now. I think those are pretty much the only long-term holds for me at this point. A lot of the other ones, like, look, we've got that right next tier under that. ETH Layer 2 solutions like Cartesi, like Polygon. Who knows what's going to happen with XRP. There's a lot of questions about it right now, which is why I think we'll make a lot of money by the end of the year, but I don't know if it's a long-term hold per se. And then there are several other coins. VeChain is probably right there under that list. I really like VeChain as a leader in their niche, supply chain tracking. So those are what I consider to be long-term holds, which no matter what happens in the bear market, I'm going to hold on to percentages of those coins. However, everything else is fair game. I don't care how good I tell you a project is. I've told you this many times, it's all speculation right now. It was a long time before we have utility really playing a big role in the market. Now, eventually it probably will, and that'll be interesting when that happens. But right now, that's not what we're seeing. So for me personally, I thought that was the best move to consolidate based on what's happening on the market today. Like, guys, the weekends have been bad. The weekends have been terrible. So this weekend shaping up, yesterday we had a dramatic drop, and now it's had a little bit of a bump heading back up. But I saw a meme, I think Crypto Man Rand posted on Twitter about, it was a bear with bull horns. And he said, that's how I'm feeling right now. And I feel the same way. Right now, we are really in dicey territory, especially this weekend with Bitcoin. The weekends are bad because there's not a lot of liquidity. People aren't trading the same way they do through the week. So when you have high surges of red volume, right, people selling, the bulls aren't there to counteract it. And that's why we see prices continue to move down on the weekends in pretty regular fashion, okay? So for me, I decided it was time to sell a lot of these altcoins and move into USDC in case we get a dramatic drop. I want to take advantage of that. I want to buy more Bitcoin at $25,000 to $27,000 if it goes down that low. How many of you guys were sitting in a position last week on Sunday when the prices hit pretty much their lowest point? Bitcoin went back down to 31,000. The altcoins, some of them were down 70% in a day. How many of you wish you had money sitting around to buy more, but you got it all in crypto? So once again, I tell you guys this all the time, weigh the regret. So I weighed the regret of selling 12.5% of my portfolio over to stablecoins, not out of the market. My portfolio, it's still in my portfolio. Would I have a bigger regret if I did that and then prices pumped immediately after? Or would I have a bigger regret if I didn't do it and the prices dropped down to 25,000 and I wasn't able to basically add 80% more Bitcoin to my portfolio? And the answer to that for me is really simple. The regret of watching it go down without being able to buy more was more than the regret, from not selling it and the prices going up. Because when the prices are going up, my portfolio is going to be just fine. It's only 12.5%. And so the timing of what I did all that literally right before I made that video yesterday and put it out. So about an hour before the video actually published and when I was making these moves, some people were saying, why didn't you tell us on the live stream you were going to do this? I didn't know I was going to do it. I really made this decision yesterday morning based on a lot of bearish sentiment that I've been seeing. And so some people could take that as a top sell, as a bottom signal, bottom sign that I'm willing to sell some of my altcoins, because I've told you guys, one of the ways I see people lose the most is doing what I just did, and trying to play the market too much, trying to time the bottoms and the tops. But I think with 12.5% of my portfolio, I'm good with that. And so, like I said, I weighed out the regret. That's what I did. That's why I did it. This doesn't mean that I don't believe in some of those projects for the rest of this bull run, like Synthetix or Cosmos. I just believe that in the short term, it's in my best interest to try to accumulate more Bitcoin, because if the market goes down, altcoins are going to get crushed way more than Bitcoin. If the market goes up, Bitcoin's going to have to lead the charge. So kind of a win-win scenario for me. And look, if the prices go up and let's say Bitcoin goes to 40K overnight and I sold out at about 35K, a lot of altcoins around the 35K level for Bitcoin. You know what, guys? I really feel like over this bull run, I have not taken enough profits. I haven't taken enough. And so if that $2 million is sitting over there in stable coins and that's money I eventually just cash out, then it is what it is, but it's only 12.5%. I want to keep reiterating that because it's not if you were to ask me, do I believe that we are still in a bull run? Yes, I do wholeheartedly. If you were to compare the amount that I sold versus my conviction, and you were to say like, okay, well, what are the chances we really get a big bounce and we head back up for a bull run? I would say, I think it's about 87.5% of a chance. So I think the math works out for me to do it. Now, here's the thing. You guys got to remember, when it comes to Bitcoin specifically, if you've invested in Bitcoin, you will win. It doesn't matter if the prices drop. There was a study put out, I think it was on the Russian Mafia site, Cointelegraph, that they actually, and by the way, it's not really the Russian Mafia, it's a bunch of Russian nerds, and they've become their own crypto mafia. But that's another story. The fact is, they put out a report that basically said, any person who gets into crypto, who holds for 4+ years, will make dramatic gains. So if you're newer, you have to understand at some point this market will turn. But really, it's the bear market where people make the most money. And it's those who have the conviction that stay in the market are the ones that really capitalize on that. So what am I seeing right now for Bitcoin? Well, on the hourly chart, looks like things are going down. You look at some of the larger time frames, the 8-hour chart, for instance, it looks like we're going up. Bitcoin just can't make its mind up right now. And so at some point, you got to take some action and decide what you want to do with that information. So like I said earlier, if you want to trade, you guys can head on to bitboycrypto.com/deals. If you want to do altcoin research, we got TokenMetrics there for you. We got ByBit, we got Femex, we got a lot of different deals for you guys. And our BitBoy Lab Academy will be coming out probably sooner rather than later. We're almost done with that. It'll be going on the site soon, so make sure to check out bitboycrypto.com for more information on that as we get it. All right, guys, that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to go spend some time with my family here on a little vacation. I love you guys. Be smart. Don't go extreme one way or the other. That's what I'll tell you. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.